Have you ever stood in front of a grill, wondering why your chicken ends up drier than your last houseplant? Yep, same. Been there, grilled that. But today, we're doing things differently. I'm going to show you my exact steps for getting juicy, flavorful grilled chicken breasts every single time. And I'm not just talking tolerable chicken. I'm talking grab a second piece before it's gone chicken. Stick around because there are a few tricks here you probably haven't tried, like my foil tent method and a tiny detail that most people skip that changes everything. And if you've ever overcooked a chicken breast into oblivion, well, I've got stories for you. This is my go-to summer dinner, perfect for lazy weeknights and impressing people who show up to your BBQ and think, oh, grilled chicken again, not this time. Let's get that grill fired up. I grab a small mixing bowl and toss in half a tablespoon of salt, half a tablespoon of pepper. That's it. Simplicity is underrated, especially when the grill does most of the work. No need to raid your spice cabinet like it's a season finale of a cooking show. We're keeping this clean and classic. I grab a small whisk or spoon, whatever's handy, and give it a good mix until everything looks evenly combined. It takes just a few seconds, but this little step makes sure each bite of chicken gets that perfect balance of salt and pepper. Simple, quick, and done. Just how I like it. Now, let's talk chicken. I'm using 6 boneless, skinless chicken breasts here. First thing I do, rinse them under cold water and then pat them completely dry with a paper towel. Think of it as a quick spa treatment before the big performance. You want them dry so the seasoning actually sticks. And here's my favorite part, glove up. I love using disposable vinyl gloves for this step. No slimy hands, no raw chicken fingers trying to open cabinets. Trust me, once you start using gloves, you'll never go back. I lay the chicken out on a baking sheet, then brush each piece with half cup olive oil. This step does 2 things, keeps them juicy and helps that seasoning stick like a charm. Next, I sprinkle my salt and pepper seasoning mix evenly over each piece. Flip them over, repeat the brushing and seasoning. Give each breast the love it deserves. Before we even touch the chicken, we need to talk about the grill. I crank mine up to 500 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 260 degrees Celsius for my international friends. Hot grill equals juicy chicken. And yes, I know, cleaning the grill grates isn't fun. But if you want perfect grill marks instead of sticky disasters, it's non-negotiable. Grab that wire brush and give it a quick scrub. While that's heating up, I prep everything indoors, because multitasking is my cardio. Now that your grill is piping hot and your chicken is prepped like royalty, it's time to grill. Place those beauties on the grill, and this is important, do not move them. Let them grill for about 5 to 6 minutes on one side. I know the urge to peek is strong, but keeping the lid closed locks in the heat and creates those gorgeous grill marks. When time's up, flip them over gently. I use my grilling kit here, and grill for another 6 to 7 minutes, or until the internal temperature hits about 135 to 140 degrees Fahrenheit, or 57 to 60 degrees Celsius. You know, grilling chicken didn't always go this smoothly in my kitchen. One of my first attempts ended with me Googling how to tell if chicken is raw. Again, spoiler, it was. I've learned a few things the hard way, and now I like to think of these as my chicken commandments. First, and I cannot stress this enough, never skip the resting time. I used to slice into the chicken the second it hit the plate. And what happened? Juice explosion. Like a sad, delicious geyser. So now I cover it with foil like I'm tucking in a baby and give it those sacred 10 minutes. You'd be amazed how much more tender it gets. Second, even thickness is everything. I once grilled a breast that was half juicy dream, half dry brick. Now I just give the thickest part a couple of polite whacks with my meat mallet. Or honestly, the back of a heavy spatula works too. Also, let's talk evening grilling. I live in Colorado. Grilling at dusk means shadows, wind, and raccoons lurking nearby. I've started keeping a headlamp in my grilling drawer. It's not glamorous, but it saves dinner. Just don't wear it indoors after. Ask me how I know. Last one, double tongs. One for raw, one for cooked. No cross-contamination disasters here. I keep them labeled now because yes, I have mixed them up before. No one got sick, but the anxiety was real. So yeah, grilled chicken has taught me patience, preparation, and the power of foil. It's a journey, a smoky, juicy, totally worth it journey. Over the years, I've made grilled chicken every which way, and let me tell you, I've had my fair share of overcooked disasters. One thing I learned quickly, never skip the resting time. I know it's tempting to dig in right away, but waiting those 10 to 15 minutes under foil truly locks in the juices. It's the difference between me and mouth-watering. Also, I always make sure the chicken is as even in thickness as possible. If one side is super thick and the other is thin like a pancake, you're guaranteed uneven cooking. I sometimes pound the thicker parts just a bit, not for stress relief. Okay, maybe a little. But it helps everything cook evenly. Another tip, if you're grilling in the evening, bring a flashlight or use a headlamp. I've tried grilling in the dark more times than I'd like to admit. And trust me, it's way too easy to burn dinner when you can't see it. Oh, and always have an extra set of tongs. One for raw chicken, one for cooked. I've made the rookie mistake before. Never again. Once they're cooked on both sides, remove the chicken from the grill and transfer to a clean baking sheet. Now, cover the whole tray with cooking foil like you're tucking them in for a nap. Let them rest for 10 to 15 minutes. And here's the magic. During this rest, the internal temp will rise to that perfect 165 degrees Fahrenheit, 74 degrees Celsius. It's science, it's juicy, it's worth the wait. Now's the moment we've been waiting for. You lift the foil, and boom, beautifully grilled chicken breasts, juicy as ever. And the smell? My dog won't stop hovering by the door at this point. You can serve this chicken with anything. Over salad, in sandwiches, next to grilled veggies, or just slice and dunk in your favorite sauce. I sometimes make a double batch and save the extras for meal prep. That's future me thanking past me every time I open the fridge. And here's a funny story. Once I totally forgot to let them rest, sliced right into one. And that juice, it went running like a marathoner. Lesson learned. Resting equals juicy chicken. That's it. Simple, flavorful, and super versatile grilled chicken breasts that will actually have people asking for seconds. If you try this, let me know what you served it with. And don't forget, all the tools I used are listed in the description below. No need to write anything down. I got you. Want more tips like this? Subscribe, hit that bell, and check out my other summer-friendly recipes, like my s'mores charcuterie board and lemon cupcake hacks. See you next time, and happy grilling.